This week, we spent time in Branson, Missouri.
Come on the road with us.
Let's celebrate
Good morning, Schofield.
Morning. Hello.
Gunner, what? Alright, well let's ask him to talk with you.
My daddy did that.
Can you have chips for breakfast?
Yes.
Yummy.
So for breakfast.
Yummy.
Dad. I'm encouraging that.
Thank you, Papa. Happy birthday to you, Papa. Hey, Papa.
How's the search going?
No big.
I think I got something.
Here, you're right. Let me see. Thank you, Kinsey, for trying to help him.
No.
You're right.
Hey, what's going on over here?
They're down.
What's going on?
I did down.
Okay, well,
I don't want to get.
I don't want you guys to get up on the counter, okay?
I'm not gonna.
I don't want you to get on the counter either.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, sir, Daddy.
Yes, squeeze my insides out.
Yes, sir, Daddy.
And then I'm gonna pop. He thinks it's
Girl,
funny.
get out of here. What? I just washed that dish. I just washed that dish.
Can I have a cheese?
Who gets juice? You get juice?
Team one, go sit.
Audie, did you get some juice already?
You don't have to
I did.
wait, climb up.
Okay.
Juice. Not juice.
I think I got after the 50th juice.
Shh.
Look at this egg, man. Oh my goodness, how weird is this? It's all lumpy.
How do you turn
Look at that
thing on so you can see yourself again?
Look at this lumpy egg. How weird is that? Oh my goodness, somebody's sad about his juice.
Take a breath.
That was a toy egg, Dad. I put in a toy egg in a wheel. Eggs.
Kinsey, pass me the juice cup.
Hey, Mom.
I'm gonna give this baby some juice in that juice cup. Boom.
I want juice.
Stop yelling.
Kinsey, stop yelling.
Can I juice, please?
Then I juice.
Say,
Very
Father,
good.
say, Father, may I have my cup of juice, please?
Oh my goodness, no.
All right, guys.
Riding my glider.
We are going downtown to the
Yes, the Branson. We're going downtown Branson.
water fountain show or something like that.
Woo!
Woo!
We also.
It's on a Glock. My Lego person.
Y'all say hi.
Glider.
It's crazy because every time I've ever turned this song on, it does something like this. Outside or wherever.
The best movie. No way until the final part. It's turning to fireworks.
Did you guys like it? What'd you think?
Whoa!
Did you like it as much as your brother liked it?
This is funny, Mom. This is funny. They're doing a show in the wishing well. That's a wishing well.
What do you think, Sko?
How I get down.
Nice.
Wait, we can go. We can go whenever it's night because there's lights on.
Yep. For the water show at Branson Landing, we did a little window shopping and hit the grocery store before heading back to the bus for the night. Thursday morning began with JD's Bible study in the morning and me getting the bus ready for the day. This Thursday was a really special day for our family. We were invited to 2 different shows in Branson. First, the Petersens, a bluegrass family band, gave us tickets for their show. You should really check them out on YouTube. We were also able to see the show Pilgrim, which happens to be one of JD's favorite books, Pilgrim's Progress. And the kids really enjoyed that one too. When taking kids to a show, step 1, dress your best. Step 2, lots and lots of snacks. We are really thankful to see both of these shows in Branson.
Now, time for some bus questions. How's it going?
Hey y'all. Thank you for submitting your questions on our Instagram at American Family Road Trip for bus and travel life. We're going to see how many we can answer in a quick response.
All right, so we've been full-time RVing for almost 4 years. This guy's a little grumpy. So I think we've gotten a little bit of information on how to handle some of these things, but we'll go ahead and get started. I'll give this one to you first. It says, how do you stay organized?
You got to put things away when you take them out. Step 1. Step 2, if you haven't used it or seen it in, I'd say a month, 2 months, you probably don't need it. Assuming that we're not talking about like the box of things you use when you go to the beach on your vacation once a year, or like your box of, winter jackets that you're going to pull out in a few months. But what I'm saying is all the extras, all the weird drawers or cabinets of just stuff, that's what I mean.
Do y'all ever get crowded? Yeah, I think we just have to be a little bit more intentional about how we approach things. Taking turns in the bathroom,
yeah, I was
like
gonna
brushing
say,
teeth
exactly.
and stuff.
Bedtime is my, go-to example for that. We have 7 kids. It's going to be a lot of movement. Someone's going to get in the shower. Maybe 2 kids will brush their teeth. Another one will be,
Maybe helping in the kitchen.
Yeah, doing the kitchen or
changing
something. So yeah, we kind of spread out a little bit in that.
That helps. That helps kind of break everything down. Do the kids understand the composting toilet? Yes. All right. Go ahead.
Composting toilet is the same thing as a regular toilet in the sense of it's a bathroom. There are 2 separate containers if you don't know how that works. Ours doesn't flush. A composting toilet, you spin it. It's basically the same though. It's not as scary as it sounds.
Yeah, for sure. How do you teach your younger kids boundaries with campsites and parking lot? Where to go, not to? I'm going to add another boundary to that. How to be respectful to other people. How do you teach your kids just about anything? I would say 2 kind of things really stick out for me is don't ask your kids something you're not willing to follow through on. I'll give you an example. Come here, come here, come here, come here. The more times you say something like that, the less and less valuable your words become, so your kids don't really respond. That also goes for like raising your voice and getting really angry. Man, that's easy for me to fall into. My mom was a yeller. So, don't say something you're not willing to follow through on. And second, understand that everything that you ask of your kids, you have to first equip them to do. So the first one kind of helps us grow as parents and more self-discipline. Is this really something important? And the second one is also about the parent. If you expect them to be able to do something, you have to equip them for it.
But ultimately, parenting is more about the growth of the parent than the child. So just like JD mentioned, he grew up in a house that there was yelling.
A lot more yelling.
You have to learn, you have to choose to learn and grow. And that's kind of
absolutely the
point.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see.
How long do you plan on living in the bus?
I don't think we know that.
We don't know. We get asked this question all the time. But we truly want to live in the Lord's plan for our family, and so we're consistently seeking the Lord in prayer and reading the Bible, and just show us where you want us to go, Lord, what you have for us, what your plan is, because we want to be in His will. So it might be a week, it might be
forever. Who knows?
We're not sure. So I know myself. I would like to know, just like you would like to know, how it's going to look, when it's going to stop.
I second that.
Everything about it. It's not that it's easy by any means.
It's life. I mean,
but that's
life outside of an RV. It's got challenges just like life inside of an RV. But we really are enjoying it, and we're grateful that God has called us to this. But hey, I don't know how long it's going to be. Let's see. Do you find it easier to travel with an all-in-one type situation? I think they were kind of referring to like a Class A or a motorhome, Class C also. Everything is like in the same vehicle. So a fifth wheel where you have like a truck pulling a fifth wheel trailer, or a travel trailer. We've got a vehicle pulling a travel trailer. I prefer all-in-one.
I do too. I love it. It is so easy. All of our decorations are like Velcro down. Obviously you have to clean up before you move it, but you have to do it with any RV. Yeah. So I pick up all the, breakfast plates or whatever.
Yeah, putting things where they travel, right? You have a place for everything while they travel.
And then we have to move the Berkey filtration into the sink and the plants in the sink, and that's kind of it.
I think the reason that we like it, aside from the fact that that's what we have, I think the reason we like it is because we can get in and out of a place very quickly, and we tend to travel a lot. So we don't stay at a site for like a month. I mean, if like God is leading us to that, we've stayed in places a lot longer than we anticipated. But
we have more than once, but generally
for ease of
a little
moving,
bit more so.
For ease of moving, I like having a Class A. All right.
Can we have an updated long form tour of the bus and how you make it all work? Yeah. We're so going to make day in the life. We're going to make, us running errands or just different things or just our homeschool. All of that is coming, promise.
It's going to be in the bus. You're going to get to see the bus, and there we go. How do you handle burnout with the kids' toys? How do they all fit? Okay, let me just say, we have a lot less kids' toys than you would think, having 7 kids. Now, you had the RV situation of that, and a lot of people be like, yeah, they probably don't have that many toys. But, we decided long before we moved
did
into
that
the
even
RV.
before.
Yeah, we decided long before we moved into the RV that we didn't want to have a ton of toys because we found that it was distracting for our kids. They didn't actually even play with them the way they were intended.
Boredom is so good for your children.
Yeah.
And for you. We live in an instant gratification world with technology, with even the toys and the type of toys that we have for our children.
Yeah.
That it is very important and vital for their creativity, for their language development, for
critical thinking skills. You know, your kid...
and logic skills and reasoning for them to be bored. Yep. So we prioritize those type of toys. We do carry in the back of our van all of our outside stuff.
It's not really that much. It's like rolly toys, like scooters. We have easy rollers for a couple of the kids. Mm-hmm. They kind of they don't, and not every single kid has the same toy. They just kind of cycle between them, and
then
they like it that way.
In their room, we do have a box of plain wooden blocks, Magna-Tiles, Legos, and then books.
Yep. So. All right. Let's see. Do you have to dump gray water waste all the time? Big reason why we haven't RV'd. So black water is like sewage, and gray water is water that comes out of your sink or shower. We don't really have to do it all the time. I mean, I could see if you're at a campsite that doesn't have wastewater, eventually your tank's going to fill up. It's not really that big of a deal. Currently, we're at a casino. We're not really gamblers, but they have a free night stay that we're doing here, and so sometimes that's a good opportunity while you're traveling.
Yeah, and there's water and electric, and not at each site, but there's not a
not
dump
waste
station. Yeah, or dump, not waste. There is a dump station, and so here we would need to go and dump. But really, I think it's more of a concern whenever you don't RV. Once you do it 1 or 2 times, you'll see it's really not a concern at all.
Yeah, not a big deal.
So cute, baby and children. I think so too. Thank you for saying that. How much is your gas, diesel monthly expense? The gas these days are the craziest.
Yeah, it is crazy. We started using Gas Buddy, and it's saved us a decent amount of money just in the past couple of weeks that we started using it. So
it is an app. So
a lot of times we buy gas from like Sam's. It is cheaper. It's just cheaper, and that totally depends on how quick we're traveling. I mean, if you're stationary for a month at a time, gas is gonna be a lot cheaper. If you're traveling across the country quickly, gas is gonna be a lot more expensive. So it's completely relative. Just like a lot of people ask us, how much does it cost to live in an RV? You can search that and you can find
a million answers.
Every single person has a different answer. So it's just really tailored to what you do and what you're into. But yeah, it can get expensive for sure.
I love your bus. Me too.
Thank you.
How do you score the one you have, and were you looking for certain things?
Yeah,
I just wanted him to find me a flat-nosed bus. That was my one request.
Yep. I looked one up. I looked them up, looked at several of them. We bought ours from Friendly Auto Source instead of a I in Friendly. It's a U. It's their last name.
And they're awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. We've had they've kind of let me know that a couple of people have bought buses just from people that we met on the road. Ours was a military-based bus, so it was well taken care of. She was in the Air Force, so I was in the Army, so she has to continually remind me.
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. It's wonderful. Okay, I have one baby now, but I'm nervous to take the leap of faith in God's plan for our family size.
Yeah, not a bus question, but I think our culture, especially when you live in a culture that doesn't treasure children, everybody wants 1 or 2 or maybe 3 kids. It's really difficult to let the shifting and changing culture dictate how you're going to live your life as opposed to God. And the question is what God says truth or not? And I feel like if you really have that kind of mindset about, am I going to live according to God's truth or what the world tells me, even though I don't understand why God wants me to have more kids? That's something that you're going to have to work through. We can't, God's plan isn't for everybody to have a ton of kids, because, not everybody can. So I would just say you need to seek the Lord, ask him to change your heart, so that you desire what he desires.
For you and for your family.
Not what makes the people around you accept you more, because we can't get validation from the world around us as our standard for how to live, because it's constantly shifting.
How do you do routine doctor visits for the kids on the road? Okay, let me tell you, first of all, if you want to go full-time RV and you're worried about your doctor, you should talk to your doctor. Because I spoke with our pediatrician right off the bat, and they were more than encouraging. She was very helpful with, hey, you can come in for these things. We can even set you up for phone calls or, video and text messaging, all sorts of things. And we are so thankful that we live in a wonderful country where there is fabulous urgent care clinics, walk-in clinics, and hospitals everywhere you go.
I would say, I was surprised how much of a non-issue it's been.
It is a non-issue. And I shout out to the urgent care/hospital in Nebraska in the middle of nowhere, because they did a fabulous job whenever I was concerned when one of our kids hit their head. We rushed them over there.
That's probably
it was our only
time that we've had to use
medical stuff on the road.
On the road. But
I was so thankful that they were there and they did a great job. And everything turned out perfectly fine with him. But it was we live in a beautiful country that you can do that. So if you're scared for that, don't be. We have plenty of RV friends that have children that have either special needs or certain health issues. Yeah. And they go, talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
I bet you can make it happen. Okay, how do you keep the bus clean?
And then the second part of that question, does it drive you crazy at all? So we lived in a 7,000 square foot house before this, and that drove me crazy.
That did drive me crazy. I would clean a room, and I'd clean the next room, and then I'd go back to the first room, and there was toothpaste all over the room.
Yeah, toys scattered everywhere.
It's not even a bathroom. Why is there toothpaste? But it was so big, I couldn't keep an eye on anything, and so everything was a mess.
We can clean the bus in 10 minutes, pretty well. I mean, just clean and ready to go, everything put away.
It's also really nice that I can keep an eye and see my kids outside. We have tons of windows. I can see them inside. Yeah. So if they go to make a massive mess just because they're like, oh, making a mess, you can catch them in the act a lot easier and be like, hey, what are we doing? Why are we thinking this? Can we redirect our mind and pick this up? It's less of the
a lot more opportunities. Yeah,
whodunit game.
A lot more opportunities to kind of train, disciple our kids as well about stuff like that. You might hear them outside. They're having a really good time playing outside. So,
but being a mama, you think, I have more children. They need more space. I need all of this space and they're going to get bigger and they're going to need even more space then. When they're bigger, that's when you get more space. When they're little, you want less space.
Yeah, for sure.
There's your little tip for mama.
That was a big lesson learned. It took us 4 houses to figure that out.
Yeah, legit. Okay, what are your kids' sleeping arrangements? Currently, we have 6 bunks in the back. They all sleep back there. Aquila is sleeping in his Moses basket. Actually move it right here on the couch because our bed drops from the ceiling, and so I can watch him, see him all night. I've always kept my babies in our room when they were little for almost the first year.
Sure. That's
how we like it. They don't sleep in our bed, but just in the room with us.
Yeah. And after that, we're gonna have to figure it out. Whether we do another renovation. I mean, there are some
Gunner's
spots.
Been offering for himself to have a hammock from the ceiling somewhere.
We don't want to have kids in the same room as us that we sleep in. But there's some space. I'm peeking around the bus. There are some space opportunities if we wanted to kind of redo things. And I don't know. That's how we have it right now. We'll just kind of see how that plays out.
Our bus currently, though, does sleep 6 in the back. Our queen bed drops from the ceiling, and then our couches make into a king. So there's already lots of space.
Well, let's wrap it up maybe with one more question. We've got a lot more questions, so we'll probably have to do another one of these videos. So, hey, keep your eye out. If you don't mind, if you like the video, will you like it on YouTube and subscribe to our channel? If you have any more questions or something you want us to go deeper on, please let us know. We'd be happy to do that in the comments below. All right, our last question. What is your favorite part of RV bus life?
People.
Relationships by far. Our best friends we've met on the road.
Yes, we meet the most amazing people on the road. And it's not just RV people. It's all sorts. I mean, we met people through Instagram, which has been a big blessing for our family. We've met people just randomly when we drive places. Yeah. The Lord really has brought in our
a
lives
lot of meaningful relationships. And I would say one more thing about that. When I was in the military, I was stationed in Hawaii. And while I was deployed a lot, when I came back, it was kind of cool. I would go down to like Waikiki for the weekend, and everybody in Waikiki was like on vacation. So there's like a lot of, not everybody, but there's a lot less baggage when you're meeting somebody that you're never gonna see again. You know,
yeah.
And it's kind of neat. And you know, if you connect with them, it's kind of very genuine, very quickly. And I noticed that in the military too, since families tend to move around quite a bit. So I would say, generally speaking, the people in the RV community, you connect really quickly with the ones that are, you know, that you get along with. And it's pretty cool. I really enjoy it quite a bit. So.
Yeah. And with technology in the world and how it's really a lot smaller now with technology than ever before, we have been able to stay connected with friends and re-meet them in different states. Or meet up at different
that's been
times,
a neat touch.
whether you're RV or not. It's kind of beautiful how we've also been able to do that, and the kids have been able to have long-term friendships just from traveling. So anyways, please, like we said, subscribe and follow us on this YouTube channel, and check out our Instagram at American Family Road Trip.